Hello Ronlings. I look like a floating head. That's working so well. Look, just a floating head. So I have a massive apology to make. I didn't look at the videos to see how long it's been, but if memory serves, it's been 3 weeks, maybe even a little bit more than 3 weeks since I've done a video, and I do apologise for that. It's showing on my lack of my subscribers dropping away, which I desperately need because I haven't even got enough to make money off this yet. So that's a shame, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's some major problems I had at home, and although I was gagging to get out, I couldn't do anything for, as I said, about 3 weeks. One of the biggest problems is that I have no van now, so I can't do camper van camps on this channel. Mostly tent camps, attacked by everything. So yeah, so that's a shame. I'll have a little chat about that later, but yeah, that's quite a major blow to my personal life. Yeah, having a camper van has always been a dream. Is what it is, and that's partly one of the many reasons that there's been a big gap. I've had a few problems, but anyway, let's not bring you down, and let's get cracking. So I bought this one again, the tent race car, the MT 900 4 class, bought from Decathlon. You know what, you can put the inner as a standalone, and we are in the middle of a heat wave. The sweat is pouring off me. There's no air. There's no direct sun on me, luckily, because the canopy is really thick. Yeah, it's fairly late in the evening, and not late, but sun's still out, but it's low in the sky. And but it's just this is our third heat wave. We've had little gaps in between, and then it's come back with vengeance. This is our third heat wave. It's not going to be sunny. It's not going to rain, so I could leave the middle out, but why could I not? You know, I sort of went, I could leave it off. It's not going to rain, you know, it's secure, it's sealed off, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Why is that? I don't know. I just thought, no, I can't sleep without the top on. Ooh. I don't know why I couldn't do that. It's going to get condensation because there's no wind or breeze to dry it out. Obviously my breath's going to make it, so it's going to be soaking wet in the morning. But for some reason I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and I don't know why. It just didn't feel right not having the top on, even though I know it's going to be boiling in there. I didn't bring a sleeping bag at all, because at the moment me and my partner are sleeping on top of the covers with the fan blowing directly on us, not oscillating, it's just blowing directly on us all night, and it's the only way we can get to sleep, because it's just been so incredibly hot. There's just no air anywhere. It feels like an oven. I only wore long sleeves to try and keep the bugs off, but am I paying for it? So yeah, so anyway, I bought that with me, and I stood there because I keep bringing this one the last few camps, because once I bought it I liked it more and more and more, and I can safely say it's my favourite tent. Watch other videos, you'll see all the stuff I like about it. I don't want to go on about it again because most people have heard me going about it. But to sum up, it feels like a camper has made this, because they've taken all the irritating things and sorted them out. And I absolutely love this tent, and I did stand there thinking, well, I've bought this tent loads of times before. Yeah, bring running others. And I I've got a lift here because I haven't got a vehicle at the moment other than my little 125. I kind of I didn't need to bring loads of stuff, and I've never travelled so light. I've travelled so light. I haven't, even in the summer I still bring like a hoodie or something for the evening when it gets a bit chilly, but I haven't bought anything. This top is all I got, and I haven't bought a sleeping bag because I just knew I'd just be lying on top of it and I'll be sweating like a pig. So I didn't bring anything, any coats or other than the clothes I'm wearing. I didn't bring a sleeping bag. And I knew, because I didn't have a lot of equipment, I knew I wasn't going to need a two-man tent. I could have brought my bobcat as a one-man, but why bring the bobcat when you got that, you know? So I just ended up bringing the same tent again. Sorry guys, 3 weeks of no camping, and then when I do, it's like, same old stuff. But at the end of the day, this tent is awesome. But I couldn't bring myself not to put the fly sheet on it. Right, so before it gets too dark, let's do a 360. Talking of darkness, the sun outside is burning hot, no clouds in your face. I can't see. It's the canopy is quite thick in here. It's not completely shut you off, but with the sun being quite low in the sky, not right above your head, and it being a very thick canopy, it's quite dark in here really in comparison to out there. So I think the light's going to fade in here from the point of view of recording. I think the light's going to fade in here a lot quicker than it is in actuality outside. Anyway, today's 360. This is where I am. All right, so there you go. That's today's 360. That's my environmento. It was a bit of a long spin round actually, because it got stuck halfway, and I'm like, but you got the gist. So I have been here before, but I haven't been here before. I've been into this woods, but I've never actually been camped in this bit. It's a fair size. Yes, I'm next to a road, and it's one of those roads where it is a main road, but it isn't. It is a kind of like a main road. There's another one. It is kind of like a main road, but it doesn't get a massive amount of use in comparison. As I was saying, as soon as I start talking about it, some noisy pillock on a bike comes past. It doesn't get a lot of use as what you consider to be a main road, because it's quite a country roady type road, but it's a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, I think, because it's quite rural, you know, in a built-up area. So they're quite loud when they do go past, because they're going at a fair old lick. But as motorways goes, it's not like a really, it's not constant traffic. As you can hear now, it's completely silent. It's not constant traffic all the time. So, you know, I found a good area. I like it here. Quite well hidden. This is my third time here, and so far I've not come across anyone, and it's so noisy in here underfoot, with every single footstep's a crunch and a leaf and a snap, and there's so much, because it doesn't get a lot of use. There's so much dried twigs on the ground. You'd hear people coming a mile off. So I'm quite confident to give it all that. And I haven't got my hat as well. I've got a cat that's kind of camouflaged it, but you know what, it's just too hot. I prefer it, because when I've been walking around, you could arguably see me when I'm moving around. Not now, because I'm quite but you could see me when I'm moving out. Oh, my tent's unzipped. There's a little gap in my zip that bugs can get in. Yeah, so you could see me if I'm up and walk around. So I like to wear the hat, because it's not exactly camouflage. Maybe I should do that. Do sort of brown and green, and what else is there in it? Brown and green and whatever else is in camouflage. This is like a print, leaf print, but yeah. So yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I'm near a road. It's not exactly peaceful all the time, but as roads go, it's not a bad road. So I'm quite chuffed for that. But yeah, I haven't camped in this exact area. I've come here 3 times. I've been in somewhere different, I think, every time. And as you can see, when there are no cars, it's lovely. It's absolutely spectacular. So yeah, no, I'm pleased with that. And although I keep constantly touching my beards because I can feel them going a little bit on my beard, and I'm constantly doing this to wave them off, it's still not as bad as some areas I've been. So even in that area, it's not as bad. I don't think I've been in here in the full summer either. I think the last time I came here, it wasn't quite summer, so it wasn't as dense as this. It was a lot more open. So I've got more confidence with the road because I'm not, although I'm fairly close to the road this time, I can see the cars going past. Look, just about through, you know, I can't see the cars per se, but I can see enough to see something's going past through tiny little gaps. So I'm quite close to the road, but it's so thick and dense. I'm confident that I'm quite well hidden still. So I have got a proper meal with me. Why is it? Why is it every time I turn the camera on a noisy motorbike goes past? Complete silence. As soon as I turn the camera on, a noisy motorbike goes past. But yeah, so I have got a meal, but it's so hot. I just don't want to. There's another bike again. Another motorbike again. Unbelievable. As I was saying, it's so hot. Cooking a meal is going to make me sweat like crazy. And if I leave it till later, when it's much later on and cooler, then it's going to be close to bedtime. And I don't know about you guys, but if I go to bed on a full stomach, I get chronic indigestion. So I brought some snacks with me. I love these. And I might leave it at that. I don't know. Normally I'm sat down with a cup of tea right now as well, but it's just so hot. I might just leave it at some crisps. I've got some cheddar biscuity thingy, just like round biscuity things that are cheddary. I'll go and get them. Oh, they're called cheddars. Some people might consider them a bit bland on their own, but I'm quite happy to sit there and chomp them like biscuits. And that might have to be my dinner tonight. I'm just too hot. Yeah, so I've gone back to the OEX Fiji Fujar file off Doo. Oh, it's nothing to do with Fiji. Kuju. I don't know if you remember, but I bought a fire maple stove. Not terribly impressed with it. Boiled it quite fast, but there's no real control over getting it to simmer, and it's just about boil that water quickly. And it's the noisiest stove in the whole history of stoves, which is no good for stealth camping. So I used it loads of times. I gave it a good go. But now I've gone back to my OEX stove now. It's quiet. It boils pretty much the same speed. You can regulate your cooking better on it. I really wanted to like the look. I really wanted to like the fire maple. I really did, because it looked cool, and it had camouflage sleeve round it, and you know, I'm watching other people using it and they rave about it and stuff like that, but I just couldn't. I'm not saying I'm never going to use it, but I think I've gone back to my OEX as my go-to for certainly, because there are other situations where I'd use it, but yeah, no, I'm not finished with it, but I think my go-to is the OEX. I've given it a go, given it a run, but I mean, it's boiling now. Not boiling, but it's burner's on now. Can't even think. You can't beat that, and yet it boils the same. If you watch my, if you're a regular, you may have seen it, but I did a video a few videos ago. Check that out, where I had 3 burners, cheap, medium, and expensive. Fire maple being one of them. Interesting results. Check it out. It might help you if you're thinking of buying a stove, buying a you know, understanding. I certainly learned a lot, being able to put them all together and go, and a little experiment I did, and you'll be interested to know the results. But yeah, so anyway, back to the OEX. It's got me my juices flowing for stoves now. I had a Chinese one, I used it for donkey's years, and yeah, that was the stove. That stove got it out, didn't think about it, that's the stove. It was after but seeing the fire maple, and it was juiced, and wanting one, and then going, I don't know, it's kind of got my brain going about stoves now, and it's kind of made me want to look more into that, because I haven't. I had the Chinese one. It was really cheap. It boiled the water, it simmered the food, boiled and simmered the food, so it did what I wanted. I kept talking to the devil, it's just coming to the boil now. Yeah, so it did what I wanted, so I never bothered looking elsewhere, but now you know, doing that fire maple thing has made me sort of think, I wonder what else is out there, so I might look into that. Oh, by the way, I have decided to go for dinner. It's a lot cooler now. I've not got a sweat on. As you can see, it's getting darker. I'm gonna have to dig out my light in a minute. I've not got a sweat on, so I'm going to do chicken tikka masala, and I've just put an Uncle Ben boiling the bag rice in the thingy. I'm gonna have that with it as well, so I am gonna do that. Might regret it because time's getting on a bit. It's gone 9 o'clock now, you know, but bottom line is I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go for it. Well, I actually just suddenly dive into the tent because I speak of the devil, once managed to get inside the outer tent. These massive, they're bigger than bees. They're like, I don't know, I want to say hornet, but I've never really seen a hornet before, but they were massive. I say I only ever saw them one at a time, but I could hear sort of one buzzing around while the other one was, and they just wouldn't leave me alone. Just out of blue, so suddenly I can hear one now as I spoke. It seems to must have got inside the, I can hear him, must have got inside the outer, and they're really big, deep sounds. I can hear him. Just wouldn't leave me alone, and I just they kept buzzing around my ears and around my face, and then I sort of put the light on. They're massive things, and I just quickly dive in. I left most of the stuff I bring in outside because they just wouldn't leave me alone. So that's it. I've brushed the sea fin here and everything. Normally I'd do all that outside, but they just wouldn't leave me alone. So that's that. I'm going to bed to now because of them, and I'll don't know if you can hear that. And I'll see you in the morning, assuming I haven't been eaten by a giant bee, wasp, whereas. That is loud. No, that is really close. I've no doubt that the mic's picking that up, because that is super loud. No idea what time it is. What is that? Good morning. Well, my first thoughts this morning were, what a big mistake not bringing a sleeping bag, because we are in the middle of a heat wave, and while I've been at home it's been boiling hot, as I explained yesterday, but there seems to be a different kettle of fish in here. I think because the canopy is quite thick, the sun's not getting in, and it's not warming the forest floor or something. I don't know, because when I first went to bed it was quite warm. I was completely stripped off. It was quite hot, but as the night went on I was slowly putting all my clothes back on again, and I was really cold. So yeah, I really did need a sleeping bag. Yeah, I mean, I kind of slept, but I kept waking up because I was cold. In the really early hours of the morning, I wish I thought of it last night, I put my feet in it's like a dry sack, but it's also a pump for the sleeping pad. I put my feet in there because I think my feet were the coldest, and I put my feet in there, and that warmed them up a treat. Wish I'd thought that last night, but I have nothing. I have no coat or hoodie or jumper or nothing else to put on, so it was kind of like, you know, that or nothing. So yeah, that was a big mistake. You know, in this heat wave I was so confident that I wouldn't need it, and the only thing I can think of is because the sun isn't penetrating into the forest. It's not warmed up the forest floor or something. I don't know what it was, because at home you know, we go out and sit out in the garden until really late at night and it's boiling hot, but in here it seems to be a different kettle of fish. So that was a big mistake. Yes, so if there's any lesson learnt there, always bring a sleeping bag. I remember last year it not being as hot as this, and I was lying in the tent, and yeah, I was like, I was lying on top of it. Oh, excuse me. I was lying on top of the sleeping bag, and I was like, oh, I wish I'd have bothered bringing the sleeping bag. You know, and that wasn't even as hot as this. For some reason in here it was cold last night. Don't know. There you go. I'm gonna, because it's not so bad now. It's not warm per se, but it's not freezing. but the upside is it justifies a cup of coffee or a tea or something, a nice hot drink. So that's good. Because all last night it was so hot, I wasn't going to even touch the hot drink. I'm going to have a hot drink. Right, so I'm pretty much packed up. I've got a couple of more bits to do. Put my table away and my chair and stuff, but I'm basically there. That's where I was. Yeah, somewhere. Right. Difficult to see on when you're looking at a tiny screen. I was there. Yeah, notice the sun's coming through now. Last night, I think there's more gaps. The sun's over there now. It was over there last night. So it was sunny when I got here, but it was evening, so it was. And I think it's more dense over there, and there was no sun getting through the canopy at all. There's sort of more holes over there, and the sun's getting through now. So you see the floor is peppered with big chunks of beams. Useless to me now because I'm going, but last night I come here and it was, although it was hot, there was no actual sun getting into the woodland, but not that it matters, it's so hot anyway, except for overnight. I don't know what that was about, but when I got here though it was really hot. So but yeah, I really enjoyed this camp. It's been a long time and it always makes me feel good when I go camping, and of all the stuff I've had to deal with just recently, it's been a nice camp, which I haven't told you about, did I? I didn't end up telling you what happened in the end, but maybe for another time, because I've forgotten now I'm going. So so yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. I needed it and it was good. It's a good camp, this one. Yeah, the motorway's there, main road, motorway, whatever you want to call it, but you can't, you know, when you're stealth camping, generally speaking, you can't have everything, because you pick the surroundings. You can, huge, it's always motorbikes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I stopped at 14, they're still going past. I don't know how many, 30 bikes went past then. I could just see the tops of their helmets. Ooh, going past. But yeah, except for that, but then as I was in the middle of saying, you can't choose everywhere. You can't choose your surroundings when it's stealth camping, because you know, you pick somewhere you think you can get away with, and you just got to put up with whatever you got. That's the trouble with stealth camping. There are criteria that I like to make a perfect camp, and I can never tick them all off. You know, you have to be able to camp and think, you know, if you waited for the perfect camp, I'd never camp. So you have to sort of like allow certain things and go, well, you know, don't let that get you down. It's just something you have to put up with. You know, there's certain things I just wouldn't put up with, but you know, you have to take it with a lot of it with a pinch of salt. So taking various things into account, it was a good camp. I really enjoyed it. And it was despite the road, it was peaceful, certainly last night, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm now back into my once a weekish routine, yeah, I will catch you in the next one.